The Quiz On podcast is brought to you by the Flamingo Fund, supporting LGBTQ+ projects, organisations and initiatives. To find out more, head to flamingoscoffeehouse.co.uk/the Flamingo Fund.
Hello and welcome back to the Quiz On podcast with me, Alex Mitchell.
And me, Hollie Noble.
Today we are joined by a fantastic comedian. We're here to talk about queer friendships. It's Alex Redman. Welcome to the podcast.
Hello! Thank you so much for having me on.
Thank you for coming on. Thank you for making the journey from the northeast.
I do live in Newcastle, but I've actually came from York today because I've came straight from my friend Stendu. So I'm quite tired.
What is a stendu? For those that don't know,
honestly,
and me.
Well, you are attending one next year, just FYI.
Yeah.
Well, kind of. Well, yeah. Let's carry on. Don't make this about me.
Stendu, we're calling it a stendu because it's a more gender neutral name.
Okay.
Rather than a stag do or a hen do sort of thing.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it is my friend who's getting married, and yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's typically like if there's a mix of genders there, or if it's like the stag and hen in a heterosexual relationship have like a joint do.
But for this one, the other groom wasn't there. It was just the one.
Nice.
That's right. It was a gay marriage.
What the fuck?
Oh my god!
Get out of the studio!
I hope you guys are okay with that.
Do you know that it was only legalised in 2014?
It's absolutely mad.
What the actual fuck? I couldn't. When I read that, I was like, what the shit?
Lisa told me men could get married. How crazy is that?
11 years ago.
It's crazy.
What are you talking about?
It's
bonkers, isn't it?
That's just mad, yeah. I thought it was like fucking 30 years ago.
Ever since we started doing this podcast, and I've talked more about like being pansexual on this podcast, I now get invited to stag do's and hen do's.
Exciting.
I get invited to both.
Yeah?
Both of them are bad.
Oh, thanks.
I've not been to yours. I've not been to yours yet.
Yeah?
I don't think
you'll
I've been to
enjoy
a good stag do or hen do. Particularly,
Do you
not been to a good stag do because all the stag do's have been full of like. There's at least one guy who gets invited who's like a toxic man. Because like, I don't know if it's the same with women, but as men, we all have these friends where it's like we have a friend who's just they're a dickhead friend. They're a dickhead.
Yeah.
And we've known them for long enough that we have to be friends with them.
Yeah.
I have some of those. That's
It's the same, right? So like,
I fear that's me.
I was on a stag do with a guy who's in the TA. Well, I'm in the TA,
oh no,
which stands for Territorial Army. I did not realise. I thought it stood for the Army. So I was like,
I thought you said
like,
teacher assistant.
No, yeah. Imagine, I'm a TA.
What's the TA? What's the TA?
Territorial Army.
What does that mean?
It's like the army at home, isn't it?
If World War III started tomorrow, they'd get called up.
Yeah.
Oh right, okay.
I think, right.
It's like army
wasn't
light.
everyone though? Yeah. Okay, army light. Yeah, you're not subscribed.
Yeah, I think
free subscription.
We're going to offend some straight.
Oh yeah.
By calling it.
They're not listening to this. Don't worry.
Pretend they're listening to this. Okay, my dad has listened to one episode of this, and it's when we had Lizzie Lenko on talking about heavy metal. That tells you all you need to know.
Well, the stendu that I've just been on was very different to what you might imagine. So my friend who was getting married, he doesn't drink at all. And it was just very different. On the first night, we obviously I do the entertainment at all of my friends' do's because that's the only thing that I'm good at because I can't organise things.
That isn't true.
That's a deep cut into your existence.
No. Ordering an Airbnb, I can't do that.
Fair enough.
Sorting out the finances, I can't do that.
If
you want a silly game, I'm your person. I can do that.
I like that.
So we did like a sort of like some daft silly games that were like he's a teacher, so we did it themed on that. And then the next day, we did a park run. I did my first ever park run.
That is...
Sorry.
I'm sorry.
That's unacceptable.
You've lost the room.
Yeah.
5K, and I've never ever ran before in my life.
Did you finish it?
You went straight into a 5K.
Well done. Fucking hell.
37 minutes 59 seconds.
What the actual shit?
That's genuinely.
That's really good.
That's really fucking good.
Yeah, I'm a proper speedy guy, mate.
Did you stop? Did you not? You must have not stopped.
No, I walked the second lap as well.
So the first lap you must have done
Wow.
at race level pace.
I genuinely
You must have done
did.
Olympic style pace.
That is like a relatively quick 5k for like someone who.
No, I did.
Like a new person.
only did what I would call a performative jog. So like, do you know when you're basically sort of walking, but you just sort of shake your booty a bit, so it looks like you're jogging about. That's what I did. Yeah,
That's
I'm
good.
I mean, very
I was
impressive,
quite-
but does not detract from the fact on a Stendu you went on a park run.
Yeah, that's.
And I did not want to do it. I must say, I didn't want to do
Who
it.
did?
I would not be friends with those people
I
again.
did it for my friend because my friends are so important to me. Which is
Who wanted to do that?
the stag. The Sten.
Sorry, but they need to take a long hard
And
look at
I agree.
I don't know whether you'll enjoy the rest of it then, because after that,
Oh my God.
instead
What
of
do you do,
doing
a tough mudder?
I love Tough Mudders.
instead of doing like a pub crawl, because my friend's sober, we did a bookshop crawl, and we went round all of the bookshops in York. It was actually kind of sound.
I'm sorry to be rude, but this is the most pathetic stand.
They might listen to this. If they're friends with Alex, they might listen to this.
I know, and look, take
I'm
a
usually
look.
the scathing one. I'm usually the scathing one.
Honestly, I appreciate people that are like really like innocent in the sense of like they just do like nice things.
Yeah.
Like, I am very much not that person, but that does sound fucking ridiculous.
I love that you're dead set against that because it's ridiculous, but you're not dead set against. What do you do for your 30th birthday, Hollie?
Listen, I went to soft play, and that is
adult
fun.
soft play.
Adult soft play, like inflatable, like the play, like it's inflatable.
Was there slush puppies?
No, there wasn't, but there's one at see. So
I
Alex is
love,
interested.
Do you know what? I love that was your first question because for a long time I've wanted to ask it, but I've always feared what
Well,
you'll say to me.
actually, I think there is slush puppies, but at the one in Hull, which is called Big Fun, that's not. That's like an
Shout out,
actual.
trying to get sponsored.
That's like an actual soft play. It's not an inflatable one, and they do alcoholic slushies.
I think maybe the worst thing about your 30th birthday was not that you went to a soft play, but that you went to Hull.
No, this wasn't Hull. I went to Hull separately on a date night with my fiance.
Oh, okay.
Right, that was
Romantic.
yeah. That's our idea of romance.
A candlelit look over the docks of Hull.
A candlelit slush puppy dinner in Hull.
They have a bouncer.
The deep.
They have a bouncer at the one in Hull.
Wow.
At the soft play.
There's a bar in Edinburgh that I think is so grim. It's called Bally Ballerson, and it's because it's a bar with a ball pit and a slide. And
I love that.
they do have a big thing where they signpost the cleaning machine for the balls, and they say like, oh, we use this, it's like a vacuum thing, but they signpost it a lot that makes me think,
You're not using
I don't think you're using that as much as you should.
It's a bit performative, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it feels a bit like
tokenistic.
do you have siblings?
I have, yes,
Yeah,
I've
so-
got one sister.
Okay, so I've got a younger brother. My younger brother did this thing all the time where like when my mum would pick him up from school, and then like I'd come home from school, like we'd get home and my mum would clearly like she'd like bought him something, and then she'd be like, don't tell Alex, and he'd always get home and the first thing he'd say would be like, I'd be like, are you alright? And he'd be like, yeah, I didn't have a Kit Kat.
Yeah.
He'd be like, that's what it felt like with the ball cleaning machine.
Also, for my 30th birthday, we then went to Pizza Hut buffet, and I gave out party bags. And Alex, I will say,
I'm on board with party bags.
he
I think that's
was
fine.
invited, didn't come, and then afterwards, when he heard about it, he was like, actually, that does sound pretty fun.
Yeah.
So
It
I was
it's
invited
fine.
and come. I was doing I believe I was on tour doing quite a big gig.
Well, that is not
So
acceptable.
I was like, okay, I'm sort of doing the biggest gig of my life. Well, I was like, I'm doing the biggest.
Sorry.
I was like, I'm sorry, I'm doing the biggest gig of my life. I'm not going to cancel that.
No, it's fine, don't worry about me.
And I think also I put in. And also, like, I think you thought at the end I'd be like, I'm really sorry, but at the end I also put, and do I want to go to soft
Yeah.
play?
It's fair.
It
It's
is
very
great,
fair.
though.
Wait,
It's really fun.
I didn't get to tell you the
Oh, fuck yeah, sorry.
extra bit, and you're going to hate this even
Oh,
more.
God.
So,
Oh no,
I don't know
Brace,
how I
brace,
can.
guys.
I don't know how I can.
I loved it. Ahead of the Stendu, right? We had a little bit of homework in that we had to all read a book because we had a book club this morning for a book that we read, and we all got to discuss it. And it was the most raged book I've ever read. It was called Something Fabulous by Alexis Hall, and it was like a period queer romance that had the most descriptive and visceral rimming chapter
Wow!
that I have
Rimming!
ever. And the thing is, as well, right? I listened.
Also, I just for the listener, when you said the word rimming, weirdly you did like Italian chef hands.
Yeah,
it's like a delicacy.
Rimming!
the finest.
That's which we all know this is fisting.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, quite clearly, actually. Yeah.
No, it was. So I was listening to it as an audiobook because I was trying to get it done because I kind of forgot to do the homework,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, of course.
So I was like listening to it like at all times of day to try and get it done like the few days before the Sten. So I was just listening to it everywhere, and I just thought it was like a nice little queer romance. I thought it was like, ooh, a little touch of the arm and stuff like that. And I was listening to it. I was driving in my car with the windows down.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
And
It's everyone's worst nightmare.
from out of nowhere, like they'd barely so much as kissed these characters, and from out of nowhere,
She was
came-
elbows deep.
they were describing the hungry flower of the arsehole that was undulating.
Oh, I don't like.
Undulating!
I don't like undulating. I don't like hungry flower.
Hungry flower was used multiple times.
That's
in this
not
book.
okay.
And
Flower.
it had the line in it. The line was, "I kissed his arsehole and it started to kiss me back."
Oh my!
That's not what I want.
Oh my god! Oh my
Sorry.
god!
I'm just putting. I don't want that.
And I have a tiny bit of experience in that, and I have never. That's not
Been
my
kissed by an
experience of
arsehole.
rimming.
I mean, I have been kissed by an
Yeah, I've
but
kissed
that's
so
just
many
my ex.
assholes. I've kissed many an arsehole in my time.
Oh yeah, but they've never kissed me back.
No.
And they've never undulated either.
I don't like the word undulated. That's gross. So I think there are so many like queer like romance novels that are. I think 90% of them are pretty bad.
Mm-hmm.
There's like a golden 10% where they're good, but all of them have the most almost violent descriptions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Two of my favourites are there's one called Radical Love, which is about again I'm going to describe it to you, and you'll go, oh, that seems really lovely and sweet. It's about the first ordained member of the church to perform gay weddings, right?
Oh,
It sounds
lovely.
lovely.
A
It sounds lovely.
lovely story.
Yeah, there is so much about this man and how he was just the most aggressive sex scenes, and it would go from like, and the chapters would fluctuate between day and night. So day it would end like at the A where he's like delivered this beautiful sermon, and then come evening, like fucking like,
Oh my God.
like really.
I love
Particularly
that.
the worst bits was like in all the sex there'd be like a description of like sweat, but that was like really like. It was really like intense and like, oh, I don't like this at all.
I can't deal with that.
Yeah.
That's
I
too
really
much
want
for
you to
me.
go away and read Something Fabulous, and I want you to tell me what you think of
I-
the ribbon scene. It was also, what I would say is I'm doing a bit of a...
Also, the fact it's called Something Fabulous
Yeah.
tells me it's probably not in the golden 10%
Yeah.
of good queer romance novels.
Yeah.
That's it. I'm very much single at the moment, and when I listened to that, honestly, all I really felt was incredibly horny, and like I needed to be rimmed immediately.
Did you actually?
I was like, oh, sounds alright right about now.
Sometimes,
Oh my gosh.
yeah, I mean,
Was it actually a turn on?
Listen,
Does it much?
No,
I'm just quite, I'm
I
just
just
an
like-
easily turned on person.
That's
I
fine.
think like books are genuinely, I think they can be.
It was kind
Like
of
you
hot.
read these queer romance novels like that one. There's a book. It won the Booker Prize a few years back. It's called The Seven Moons of Malai Almeida. Right, it's about this Sri Lankan war photographer. Right, but it's about the uprising in Sri Lanka in the 90s, and it's so good. And like the elements of history in it keep me like, I find that interesting. It's really well written, really beautiful. The story's amazing, but again, the most like sensual sex scenes where it's like the descriptions of it are so like. It's not graphic in terms of like what's actually going on, but like descriptions of like body shapes and stuff.
Yeah.
So that it is a bit like.
Whoa.
Oh, we'll get.
Never do that again.
It is a bit just like I think there's plenty of books that like have that. Again, queer romance novels. I think there's a golden 10%.
Yeah.
Outside of that, there's some real trash.
This one was not good by any means,
No.
but did I enjoy it? Yes, I did.
Yeah. Sometimes there's a place for trash.
He
I
also
get that.
there was also a bit where he gets fucked
dear.
with an amethyst dildo.
What's an amethyst?
It's like a crystal.
Crystal. Like
Oh, right, I do know what it is.
Yeah.
Jesus.
that actually sounds. Yeah, sorry, Carrie.
Very calming, right?
Yeah, because you get ones that like you get ones that like made of glass.
I imagine it would
don't
end. I think it would end, and I'd be like, "So I'm a wizard now." Yeah, that's what that works. That's what that means. Yes. What we've just done now means I'm a wizard. That's exactly what's happened. Right?
It's taken spirituality to the next level.
Yeah,
truly.
Jesus. Some people
Do they
just
have
put them in
to
the
charge
bra,
it in the moonlight the night before?
I fuck you not, some people will. No, 100%. There are lesbians out there 100% being like, let's put this in the garden.
Yeah. Oh, I fear I might be one of them.
Yeah. I can imagine. Tell me more about this Stendy. What else were you doing? And we must get back to the questions that we usually ask.
God,
that
I
we've not
forgot
done.
that was a thing we do.
In the sort of so. I'd like to put across that it was balanced, because whilst I did a 5k and went to lots of bookshops, that's how I started my day. I ended my day by dancing atop a kitchen island in an Airbnb, grinding my little booty.
See, that sounds like a Stendy to me.
And I was very much the only one. But
Were you
that's
drinking?
me. Yeah, I was out.
Okay.
I've had a couple.
No, Cook, I think, because he said, like, I think you said the Sten was sober.
Yeah,
so then it was like,
my
so
friend
I
who's
did-
getting married was very much sober.
Well,
he loved it.
Yeah.
He loved it.
That's when I was like, were you sober doing that?
No.
That would not surprise me one bit. If you were like, yeah, I was sober, I'd be like, yeah, of course you were.
I would do that sober.
Yeah.
That's, listen, if we've got time before your next guest, I'll do it for you.
On the table.
Listen, why not?
Okay, so okay. Well, we are supposed to start this podcast with two questions, but we've got sidetracked about the standing. If we were to, you're in the studio with us. If we were to give you a drink right now, what would be the perfect drink for this? The ideal drink for this situation, considering the fact you may be hungover.
Yeah. So I'm feeling quite tired. I've had a big weekend. So I tell you what, I would take. I would take the elixir.
An amethyst dildo.
Yeah, I'd take. Oh god damn, would I take? Dildo right now.
Well, it's your lucky day.
You know, guess what I brought?
She's here tonight. Bring out an amethyst dildo.
What I would have. If you had it to hand, I'd have the elixir from Death Becomes Her, because I just feel like I need. Right? Have you seen this?
What? I don't know
I
what the
have
fuck
no
you're talking
idea,
about.
but I love the fact we've gone for a fictional
How is
drink.
this-
I think that is incredible.
How is this not? This is like the most iconically queer-coded film ever. So it's Meryl Streep and it's Goldie Hawn. I can't believe I'm describing this to you.
Death
You have
Becomes Her.
some homework to
I've
do.
seen that.
Yeah, okay,
Oh.
right, good. So it's an elixir that they take to kind of give them eternal youth. And the whole thing is very much like sort of a warning about vanity and be careful what you wish for, and actually youth is not everything. I've watched the film many times and I would drink it every time. I still would. Of course I want to be beautiful forever. That's
I feel
what
like,
want.
the whole message is like, don't drink it, but then like, well, no, the pros definitely outweigh the cons
I
here.
would absolutely
Like-
drink it. There's no, there's not a question in my mind. Do I want to be beautiful forever? Yes. Of course
So
I
that's
do.
what you want right now.
Yeah, because I'm feeling a bit
I
sort
think that's an
of
incredible
haggard,
choice.
and I feel like I need a bit of a youth injection.
Don't we all?
Yeah, I found that coming out of my mouth, and then I was like, why?
Haven't we all? Keep going, this is fun.
Oh my
Anything you say now is going to sound like an innuendo.
Yep. So that's what I would have. But I don't have. I don't know if you've got that. But I have.
Yeah, that's available. We can do that.
Oh,
Yeah.
great. Because I have brought some Lipton iced tea as well, which is lovely.
That's a really good choice.
Not sponsored, although I should be. Because I don't know if you've seen the billboard for this. Have you seen it?
I have not.
Right.
No.
For Lipton
Are you
iced
on it?
You tell me. Am I on it?
Let's see.
Okay, for
Right.
the listener,
Oh my God,
that is
Yeah, that is
Alex's
you.
doppelganger advertising for Lipton.
I
would contact them if I were you.
Genuinely, I have been sent this photo so much by so many people because, and even, in fact, I was in Leeds the first time I saw it. I think I was here for a gig. I was
sorry to hear
walking
that.
down the street, and
What's wrong with this scene?
Why should I got left?
genuinely had a double take because I was like, that looks so.
That's me!
Hang on a minute.
And yeah.
Big iced tea drugged you and used to do that.
I would email them
No, loads
and
of
said,
people,
this is my face.
Loads of people genuinely thought it was me.
Yeah.
And I was like a bit like.
That's
Just see what they do because they might like send you some.
Yeah.
Like, be like, I'm a massive
So
fan
this
of the
is-
iced tea, and this is my face.
I've got a similar thing going on at the minute, which is that there are 3 quite famous Alex Mitchells and then me.
Mhm.
And so people try to find me on Google, or if they're like trying to find out where I am playing in the country, they'll Google me. And even when you put in Alex Mitchell comedian, the first thing, like, you know, it has like AI search
Yes.
options. The first AI search option is Alex Mitchell weight. I'm like, how did they get that information? It's because there's a rugby player called Alex Mitchell. But now everyone's like, why is your weight on the internet? Like, it's absolutely mad. So that doesn't- I'm still.
Is it accurate?
No, he's a massive rugby player. It's not accurate at all. Oh, but to be fair, he's a good-looking guy. Like,
Yeah, that's me.
Maybe it's good because maybe if people, people Google you, which I'm sure they do often, and then
I wish I did more. I wish I did more. I wish I converted into tour sales. Let me tell you.
they'll see the weight. Then when they see you in person,
They'll be like, he's looking bloody
he's
good.
lost loads of weight.
Well, then, because the second one is the second AI search is Alex Mitchell date of death. Because
And then they'll look at you and
they'll
they'll
be
go, you're looking well.
on it. Well, because this again, the 3 famous Alex Mitchell above me are the rugby player, a footballer who's not very good, but he's a footballer, and the only ever person to be whose record of death said they died of laughter.
Wow.
I know.
What the fuck?
Apparently, he's watching an episode of The Goodies, and he laughed so hard he like stopped breathing and died.
Holy shit.
I don't know.
Was he like young?
No, I think he was like mid-50s. He was somewhere over in America though, like in one of the crazy states. So there's every chance he died of something completely normal.
Maybe,
and they were like, nah, we're looking for a news story.
Yeah.
I didn't know somebody could die from laughing.
I guess he could have like a heart attack.
Yeah. Here's a question for you.
Go on then.
If you were doing, I know you're meant to be interviewing me.
I'm looking forward
This
to
isn't an interview, but
If you were doing a gig, right, and somebody died of laughter during your set, do you think you're allowed to put that on your Edinburgh poster?
I have a follow-up question.
I don't think morally that's an acceptable thing to do. Although you could put died of laughter. I mean, people just think that's a really good review.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You asked me the follow-up, then I've got a thing I've got to tell you about a review I had recently.
I probably would put that. I think people would put that on a poster. I don't know if I would, but I think people would.
It's a great review.
I thought you were going to say, if someone died in the audience, would you finish that joke? Or stop? And
Just be like, the show must go on.
that reminded me.
But also, like, how quick are they dying? Because, like, if this is a situation where it's like, you could get help, but you're like, no, I've got to finish the set.
Well, you haven't paid to be here. I'm going to carry on.
It's what he would have wanted.
Yeah.
It's amazing what people want when they're dead, isn't it? Sorry,
That is so fucking true.
That's just something people say all the time. I'm not sure he would have wanted that, actually.
Yeah. That reminded me of a question that I used to get asked a lot. I'm not sure why, which was like, if you were in the middle of sex, well, not in the middle, towards the end of sex, and you were like about to... Why are you shaking your head at me?
Because it's the fact you said it's a question I'm often asked. When you're having sex, like you're a fucking sex guru. Like,
You ask me sex questions a lot.
it was just again, it felt like yet another humble brag.
Oh,
People ask me all the time, as someone who's having loads of fucking sex.
it's because I
people
look
ask me
like someone who's having lots of sex, unlike you, right? So
And this is the thing I was going to say about the review I got recently. I got a review from a review in my hometown, right? Considering it's a tiny town, right? And I did my tour show in Bedford, and the review was titled "My Name and the Tour Name," and then the opening line was Alex Mitchell, BGT finalist and renowned homosexual Alex Mitchell returns to Bedford. What's that? Renowned. You may as well just call me a slag. Like, what's that? So my aunt bought that copy of the magazine. Absolutely mental.
that's bad.
I know.
So
Anyway, you're being asked loads of questions because you're having loads of fucking sex.
if you were about to orgasm and the person died, would you finish off, or? But actually, think about it. You were just about to orgasm and they died.
I'd sort myself out, sure.
Would you carry on or stop immediately?
Hop off.
Yeah.
Hop off. Do it myself. Then call the ambulance.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Do you know what? The blue light services are very underfunded at the moment. So maybe
please
maybe you could do it while you're on sort of the wait.
The hold, yeah.
Okay,
While you're on hold.
I was fully waiting for you to say the blue light services are grimly
You don't want to
underfunded.
bother them.
So they wouldn't get there in time anyway, so I may as well.
I'll just put them out on the curb like an old couch.
An old couch. Right, I need to do my question.
Oh Christ!
Yeah.
How do you think Thumper identifies sexually?
Ooh.
Get a picture up.
You know who Thumper
Yeah,
is?
Thumper from Bambi, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Is he a rabbit?
Yeah.
Right.
Well, come on.
I think an incredibly neurodiverse ace. That's what I'm saying.
I don't
think
know
that's
what
a
an
great
ace is. Is that that's really bad of me, isn't it?
asexual.
Oh, right, yeah.
That's what I
okay,
think.
I never heard it called ace before.
Maybe Demi. I think Thumper could be Demi, which is like where you're not really sexually attracted to someone until you have like a bit of a deeper connection with them.
Interesting.
I believe that's what it is.
Okay. I agree with that.
I'm not
I
Demi,
would
that's my
like to put it out there
understanding
now. Thumper is a child.
Huh.
So I feel kind of odd that you've asked that question. We're speculating.
Thumper is also a
rabbit.
Thumper
And
was
also,
voiced by
let's
a
not forget-
Thumper was voiced by a 4-year-old.
Actually,
Oh my god, are you fucking serious?
Yes, according to Google AI.
Oh wow.
Oh my god, we need to remove this.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
I didn't know
Stay
that.
in.
Well, also,
Stay
let's
in.
not forget that you fancy a lion, so...
I forgot
Yeah, I
that.
fancy Mufasa. So sue me.
Yeah, I get it. I get
Oh,
it.
Thank
Alex,
you very
that
much.
was great.
Everybody loves a bad boy.
Oh.
He's not
I
a
don't.
bad boy.
I do not.
Mufasa's not
Alright,
a bad
let's
boy.
just get that on
Mufasa's
record.
the king. Mufasa's the leader.
Oh wait,
Scar's
I was
the
thinking
bad
of Scar.
boy.
Okay,
And
no,
Scar
Scar's hot.
Scar is hot, but gay as hell.
Yeah.
Scar is what I would call a dirty shag.
Oh
You know what I mean? Yeah. It's like no one's
A
proud of
dirty
it.
shag.
Yeah, in terms of like not literally.
Yeah.
You know. I was going to make a joke about ribbing and I decided against it. Like he's
Pause.
like it's a shag you wouldn't be proud of. You wouldn't tell anyone you'd done it.
Yeah.
Oh god,
But
I've
you'd
got
still
so
be like
many
in the
of
back of your mind you'd be like, yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah. I think that.
And he's again I was gonna do a niche Lion King joke and then realised no one was gonna get it. You a big fan of the Lion King?
I've seen it.
Scar famously thinks a song called Be Prepared. I was going to make a joke about safe sex. That's what.
I
that's what it was. In my head, I was like, "This is really funny," and then I was like, "Oh, no one's going
That
to."
was a great joke. Would you like us to give
Get it
space?
clean. No, I'm going to actually. No, because she will either stay silent or do the most dramatic laugh of all time, and I don't want that for myself. Actually,
Be prepared.
Be Prepared. Yeah, he sings a song
And
called Be
our
Prepared.
teeth and ambitions are bared. Which
Yeah,
is
don't
very
bet.
much what I want out of that's a
I like the ambition, but maybe not the teeth.
There is so much sexual tension in this room today. I don't know what's going on.
Fucking horny.
I've literally just came from discussing a very dirty book.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm
Yeah,
very
it's
on.
Undulating.
I'm very on.
Imagine Scar's undulating.
Oh, Christ almighty.
Scars grinding on Pride Rock.
Also, like, this is not a sexy
It's called
point.
Pride Rock. It's the gayest film ever.
I've looked after many cats before, and they have the most horrendous arseholes as well. So I don't think that lions would be any better.
Oh, okay. I was like, where the fuck is that
That's
going?
just a little, fun fact. Cats have got awful arse.
No, they do, and that wasn't a sexual point at all. I'm just saying, probably women would be out.
Yeah, they're stinky, aren't they?
I don't think I'd rim Mufasa. I don't think that's on the cards. I don't think I'd have sex with Mufasa. I'm just saying, as I've said multiple times, no, I wouldn't. He's fictional, so it's impossible. In a real world scenario, would I have sex with a lion? Absolutely not.
Thank God you said that.
Mufasa, it's Mufasa's energy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I get it.
That is hot.
I feel it from Jafar.
Everyone
Jafar's
Jafar's a
kinda
real
hot.
common one where people are like, yeah,
I think
Jafar.
Ursula's really hot.
I don't. I think Ashley's genuinely terrifying, but then
You're terrified of lesbians, though. Any
Yes.
lesbian that doesn't look like me, you're like, ah!
I don't think that's ever happened.
You made that noise as well.
Yeah, all the time. Whenever I see your partner. Sorry. I was constantly shocked by her. Whenever she's there. Oh, God. I think, like, oh no, I was terrified of Elsa as a kid. Little Mermaid, like, when did the VHS of that come out? It would have been late 90s, so pre my birth. But then when I watched it as a kid, it was like, that was like the one film I was like genuinely, like, that was scary. And Basil the Great Mouse Detective.
Love that film.
Oh,
You are the only person I've ever spoken to who knows what that film is. You're the only person I've ever spoken to.
With Rattigan.
Rattigan! Oh my God!
Jesus Christ.
He's scary.
He's
Piece of
scary,
work,
but he's got
isn't he?
energy. The scariest bit is when the bats pretend to be a baby.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh
And the bit where they
God.
go into the club with the sailors, and there's like rats dancing on poles and smoking.
Yeah.
It's like a kids'
It's
film.
kind of iconic.
Yeah, it's
isn't it?
unreal. It's great.
And,
You gotta watch it.
It's that film is why when I think of crumpets, I want to say it in a Scottish accent because there's a little Scottish girl in it who's like,
Yeah.
crumpets.
Yeah, but
That wasn't good, I'm sorry.
no,
it
but
wasn't
because
there.
the actor was clearly American as well, and this is the thing with that film. It was clearly written by an American because they tried to get in so many British references, but fucked up constantly because they didn't call them crumpets. So at one point, this tiny Scottish child walks out in a terrible Scottish accent, asks if they want any cheese crumpets,
Cheese
which is not a thing.
don't.
Like, it's not a thing. And I was like-
Cheese on crumpets is good, though.
I think they got confused between crumpets and cheese scones,
Yes.
and I think they just
I think
amalgamated
so.
the two.
Yeah.
But it's actually, I would also say it's a very queer coded film.
Yeah, I see that.
Because even the detective's got like his little Watson, his little sidekick.
Yeah.
Even they've got a weird dynamic.
Oh, yeah.
And Rattigan, oh my God, Rattigan,
He's so camp, isn't
he's
he?
ugly
Yeah.
as fuck. But he's like there's one bit he's got a film musical number where he's got a cane and tail
Yeah.
Oh,
and
yeah.
coattails, and it's so good. He's got
Yeah.
a top hat. And he's like da da da. That's so good. It's
You need
honestly
to
the
watch-
best.
Put this on your list.
I am not fucking
Watch
watching
it
that
after
shit.
death becomes her.
Well, do you know what's, like, Hollie a little while ago texted us like, I'm looking for some films for us. It was after we did an episode with nothing. We did an episode with Lorna and we were talking about horror films. And she went, I'm looking for like these like what films got like, I don't want like jump scares but like psychological stuff. And I was like, okay, cool. And I just set the list because I really need to film. And Hollie has since said it's the only benefit of having a really autistic friend. It's like, I go full synopsis. Right? I'm like this, and I said like so many great ones. And I do regret every day not just slipping in a really random like Basil the Great Mouse
Yes,
Detective,
you
or just
should.
like something with an innocuous title. Because something like Basil the Great Mouse, you'd be like, well, that's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's someone with a completely innocuous title that actually turns to be like, what the fuck? You turn it on as like old school, like the original Disney before Pixar.
Can I just say, it's not the only pro of having an autistic friend, but it's fucking up
Yes.
there. Like, if I ask for a recommendation, it's like a full...
We go
Break
full
down
on films, restaurant recommendations.
When we were in Fringe, we met up and I was
Show
like, oh, can
recommendations,
you give me some show recommendations? And he had literally written them out and starred each one.
I starred him, yeah.
love
Which
And I
I
was
will not
like,
be
this
sharing
is
because some of those
incredible.
people
Yes.
are my friends.
Yeah.
and I
think
still
that's
rate
And there are a
them.
lot of ones.
No, that's not true. But I did rate some of my friends, and only now I go, well, that was probably quite a nasty thing to do, actually.
Yeah, I think
like
you're pretty-
release it
pretty good.
publicly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But just for my own reference, I was like,
that's
well,
Yeah.
yeah, saw some great stuff. That's all I can
Alex
say.
Bennett.
Don't you fucking dare. He didn't get. It wasn't him who came to review me this shit. Like,
Steve Bennett reviewed me once.
did he say anything remarkably awful? 'Cause he said everything to me.
So I I wanted to get it up, but I can't remember. It'll take me too long to find. But he used basically he thought I was an absolute freak.
Like you were?
Yeah, he thought I was an absolute like weirdo. And the words that it was a tiny because it was I was in the finals of Beat the Frog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it was from. So it was a tiny little like couple of sentences. In that, he used the words. It was something like bizarre, eccentric, kooky, quirky, weirdo,
but you
and
know what it is?
all
Like,
of that in a tiny short.
But that whole language for years is how queer people have been described.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Particularly queer women. Like that is, and it's just intrinsic homophobia. That's all it is. But like, so he gave me 2.5 last year, and like a line that was like, you know, he's got the potential to possibly become close to a natural comic, which is such a backhanded compliment. It's awful. Right?
Shit,
But then this year, so it wasn't written by Steve Bennett, this one, but this was still short, and this was my friend, a very good comedian. I won't say her name in case she doesn't want it, but she did she put a thing out on social media that went pretty viral about this review.
About your review?
No, about her review, because her review was one of the worst things I've ever read in my life. Right, so the first paragraph is just like an insight into who she is, what her job is, and to just get it just pure. It's all personal stuff, right? So it's like she states of Catholic. She states she gives off Catholic energy, but she makes sure she's actually a people pleaser. She recently went through a breakup. She used to work in marketing, but now works in a posh school. And then the second paragraph. Still reading? ? You may already suspect that blank is unlikely to become your new favourite comedian.
Still reading.
Whoa.
It's your review.
Get ready. There's just not all that much to make her a compelling character worthy of investing in.
My God.
Like that is just open bullying.
Yeah.
It's awful, isn't it?
Oh my God, that's.
But can I also put yet again, neurodiverse queer woman, and this is how we're describing neurodiverse queer people yet again. Like it's like you know, Glenn Moore isn't getting that review. You know what I mean?
So true.
It's like, and it's like, you know, any straight man or like any straight man at this level isn't getting that review. They're just not, and it's fueled by internalized homophobia, and they don't even realize they're doing it. But again, that links us back to the topic quite nicely, and with you going on this stendu, linked back to the importance of queer friendships and queer allyship in terms of just like, because there's still so much that like people just don't, that straight people just do not understand in terms of like that is intrinsic and that is seen as a completely okay thing to write about someone. But that review, even like a straight female comic isn't getting that review. You know what I mean? We're friends with plenty of straight female comics. They're not getting that review. It's openly nasty, and he can get away with it because it's a neurodiverse queer act, and it's awful. So again, that's the importance of queer friendships in this sort of scope and psyche we're in at the minute. Is that it's feels genuinely sort of like a worrying and dangerous time, particularly with all this fucking. You know, again, the rise of any discrimination leads to any other. We're currently right in the peak of what they're calling Operation Raise the Colours. Go fuck yourself. That's my opinion on that. And it's like that, but you see that how that immediately leads into, because then, you know, putting up those flags, people are like, yeah, but you know, make sure you're taking down pride flags. It's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, what is? And it just say one sort of rise in discrimination leads to another. So the importance of queer friendships and queer allyships is so important, and particularly because I think, or from my experience, lots of queer people grow up as one of the very few queer people in their lives.
Yeah.
I went to school with one other queer guy when I was at high school. A couple more have since come out, but we were literally the only two out, and we were out because we were artists, like we couldn't cover it up, right? So again, that importance of when you're growing up, you are made to feel like you're the only one, or you're one of very few. That actually, when you get a bit older and you can start to form those queer friendships, like otherwise it just doesn't happen. But what I would say in that as well, most of my queer friendships are through comedy, not through any of my normal jobs I ever worked, because again, there wasn't many queer people in public sector that I worked in. And again, I think that says a lot
Mhm.
that queer people don't feel safe working in
This
the
is
public
it.
sector,
Yeah.
in a government-controlled sector.
Yeah.
That's concerning, isn't it?
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
I've always had like an overwhelmingly queer friendship group, and I
great.
always have, like, even like when I was like at school, like nobody was out.
Yeah.
But a lot of my friends, who, especially the ones that I've retained now, have came out as gay. Well, a lot of gay men that I went
Yeah.
to school with, and then just a lot of my friendships now, like people I met at uni who have like all of my, like a lot of my like strong bonds have
Yeah.
been. And it's interesting actually because I remember when I came out to my parents. My mum, who are brilliant by the way, and they don't really care. But my mum asked me, she was like, "Do you think it's because you have a lot of like gay and trans friends?" And I was like, I genuinely think it's the opposite way round, and I think that the fact I have a lot of queer friends is because I'm queer, because I think we all, even when we were kids and we didn't know even our own sexualities necessarily,
You sort of gravitate towards
like,
each other.
you do, you
Yeah.
gravitate, because I just think like there's a different and I still have a lot of straight friends who I love so much as well, but there's just something a bit different about
It is
Yeah.
different.
queer friendships that
Yeah.
I think
Well,
is
what do I
special.
like? Again, I went to school with one other guy who was out. Like,
Mhm.
we were best mates,
Yeah.
and then we both got outed. And then it was like, I think, and then later on he became like my first boyfriend, which was a mistake. But, you know, because he was the only other queer person I knew,
Yes,
we were like,
yeah.
well,
That
this ain't
happens.
gonna happen otherwise. So again, it's like, I feel like in queer circles, I think you naturally gravitate towards those people, especially growing up, other queer kids, you sort of naturally gravitate towards
Yeah.
because there's safety in numbers.
Yeah.
Mm.
And even with kids, I still think it's like intrinsically linked to like survival instinct.
Mhm.
Like there's strength in numbers. You've got to find your people, find your group of allies who are going to stand together
Yeah.
and fight for
For
each
sure.
other.
Totally.
Right?
And I think it's also like sort of validated each other a bit as well. Like even like, so I just identify as queer really, but I guess if I'm looking at the labels, probably pansexual.
Yeah.
Similarly to
Yeah.
what you were saying before is probably the one. I used to identify as bisexual, but I don't know why it doesn't fit me anymore.
Yeah, I think like
yeah.
so I say queer because it's I think the easiest of the lot and it covers what I want to
Yeah.
cover. Because also like bisexual, pansexual, I think they're still, while they mean different things, I actually do, and I've been doing a joke about it in my material for a while, but I do actually think there is a bit of beef between the people who use between the two
Yes.
different words.
Yeah,
Because-
and I don't want part of that.
No, not at all.
I think use whatever label you want.
You want, yeah, it's
Yeah.
not an issue.
Yeah.
Not at all.
Totally.
I used to do a really silly joke about it where it's like, you know, I can't say I'm pansexual, I don't know what I mean to describe pansexual. I describe it as a lot like being
Mhm.
bisexual. You know, pansexual people, we're a lot like bisexual people, but we are just, of course, morally better. Like if they're vegetarians, we're vegans.
Yeah,
So,
that's so true.
like, and again, I think genuinely a lot of time it is like those labels can be used for almost a virtue
Yeah.
sign, which isn't pleasant. So yeah, I try not to use many
I
labels.
also have a pan joke in my set,
Nice.
which is
Have fun.
it's it's not going to work here probably, but I'm going to do it anyway. It's that I identify as bisexual or pansexual depending on how much I want to explain to a boomer.
That is fucking,
Yeah.
Because
Great.
like, that's it, because queer, it's just an umbrella term and you're just like, well, I don't need to explain, and actually
Yeah.
like for a lot of people labels are really important. I think for me maybe not as much.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The only thing I think with using queer, I think people do get confused. So if I say I'm queer, I think people do go, oh, so he's gay then. I think that's the only
Yeah.
thing that like I maybe don't like about it. But like I say, it's so much easier
Yeah.
than
This is
saying
it.
pansexual or bisexual and having to
Yeah.
explain that. And actually, I think biphobia is just fucking rife.
It's absolutely rife at the
but
moment. I agree.
even from within the community.
Yeah.
Where it's like,
I
pick a fucking
completely
side.
agree.
It's like, well, that's not how anything
Yes.
fucking works, you dickhead. Sorry, I'm getting really passionate.
No, I
really annoys me.
I really, I've talked about this with a lot of my queer friends as well, and I think there is, I think all of that as well, it comes from sort of a similar place that transphobia is coming from as well. It's all from that sort of radical feminism train of thought, and I think, you know, given all of the recent things that have been going on at the moment, I think biphobia's became so much worse. And it's
so bad.
Yeah.
I saw a huge TikToker do a thing about it the other day, and it was like, oh, dating in 2025, someone being like, I'm bi, but I only date men, and it's like, that what's wrong? How does that not? And then he goes, oh, so you are straight then, or something like that, and it's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
This is it.
Also, like, that's the thing, why does that even bother you? And also, like, someone with such a platform like that, I just find so frustrating when you have a platform. And it's not even hate, it's just full misinformation.
Yeah.
Like, I find it so frustrating when... And sometimes I do feel sorry for these people. In terms of, I feel like they've been thrust into a position where they're talking about something that they have no knowledge of.
Yeah.
And they've not been prepped for. I mean, look at what fucking Ryland said in the last couple of days.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Like,
this is it.
I feel for him because I think he's been... The real people who should be completely slammed are the bosses who let him go on and say that.
Yeah.
Who did not prep him and let him spout misinformation. Because that's what he did.
Yeah.
He spouted misinformation, and 100% he should be punished for that. But also, so should the fucking bosses, who also decided that was an acceptable topic to talk about on this morning.
Yes.
Like, fucking fuck off and get back to cooking your cauliflowers. Like, I don't know what you're fucking like... You know what I mean? Like, it's just like, why are you being the voice of this? Like, honestly. So... And that's my issue with these people. Again, let's talk about the rise of biphobia. I often feel sorry for the people who are actually saying it. It's what they're being fed by the powers at the top.
Yeah.
Because division means we can't take those billionaires down.
It's even like, sorry to bring her up, and I know this is a multifaceted situation, but JoJo Siwa, when she started dating the guy, and we won't go into that whole relationship because there's other issues with it, I think.
Yeah.
But the amount of people that were like, she's turned her back on lesbianism and stuff. But I was like, I actually think that sexuality is fluid.
Yeah.
And also she's quite young.
She's very young.
Well, that's what I was literally just Googling how old
she's in her early 20s.
Yeah. And it's like, you know, like...
She's 22.
She's maybe still figuring herself out.
Of course she is. She's 22.
I also believe that, I do believe that your sexuality can change throughout your life.
Yeah, I thought I was fully straight at 22.
There you go.
You know what I mean? Like, it can happen. I think other circumstances than the JoJo thing played out, especially because, like, you know,
God, it was wild.
Awful bit was the fucking, I forgot his name.
Oh my God,
crazy American actor.
Yes,
who's like, who basically spouted homophobia at her.
Yeah,
and then she like got in a relationship with Chris Hughes, and I just feel like actually that inadvertently, not her fault at all, not Chris Hughes' fault at all in this respect, but that inadvertently allowed homophobes. It gave them so much armor.
Because they're like, he was fucking Mickey Rourke.
Mickey Rourke.
Yeah. Rourke, yeah.
Just fucking awful.
Yeah, that was very difficult, that circumstance, the fact that he'd said that, and then she ended up, and it's like, oh, fuck, like,
also,
so many people are going to be like, he was right.
I'm also like, I'm not going to paint JoJo Siwa as the same. She did, you know, she was essentially cheating on her part.
She was.
And then... dumped her at the rap party after she'd flown from America to come get her out. Like, it's not an amazing situation from everyone involved.
Australia, not America. Kath lives in Australia.
Oh, does she? Well,
I on this topic, I know this is not specifically to do with the topic I brought, but being queer, and I came out as queer like in my early 20s. I think I was at uni. And I've always known that I was queer. I haven't always been out like as a teenager and stuff. But I was in a very long-term relationship with a man, for like 10 biphobic.
That's very true.
Get out of here, JK.
But then when I was in that relationship, I felt like people the perception was, oh well, you're just straight.
100%.
You're with a man.
Yeah.
And that was my first ever like serious relationship as well. And then now that I'm not with him anymore, and I'm then I've even had people within the community being like, oh, so do you think you might actually just be gay? And I'm like, no, I'm still interested in all of the genders.
Yeah.
That's still me. It's just like that I'm not with it. And it's so interesting that I don't think that the person that you are in a relationship should be the definer of what your sexuality is.
Yeah. But it's crazy that like anyone who sees you in the street holding hands with a gender that they presume they are will be like, oh yeah, that person is that. And it's not like, it's not even that. It's internalised homophobia because they're just seeing what's in front of them and going, yeah, that's what that is, and labelling it
and
instantly.
I do think though, when I was in that relationship, it was I did have a lot of internalised like biphobia.
Yeah.
Because I kind of like, I was really like a
It's what
hesitant.
society teaches us.
Yeah,
I think we all do.
totally.
Yeah.
And again, I say it quite regularly. I think everybody, including queer people, is homophobic sometimes.
Yeah.
But I think some people are homophobes. Like there is a difference.
Yes, yeah.
Absolutely. But I was very like hesitant to like, and I like I said, I've always had so many like queer friends and stuff like that, but I think I was hesitant to like consider myself a part of the queer community. And I think part of that was, and I do think you have to kind of, if you're in a heterosexual presenting relationship, you have to understand that there is sort of privilege in that, whereas in that relationship I could walk down the street holding hands with my partner and that wasn't going to get me hate crime sort of thing. And I think that's important to like
obviously
acknowledge that.
Yeah.
But looking back on it now, I think if I met someone in that situation, like a heterosexual presenting relationship, but they are a queer person, I'd be like, no, you are 100% part of the queer community. Like,
oh god, yeah.
It's not defined by the person that you're with, and you know yourself. And I've had and to bring it back to my topic, like all of my queer friendships have been so like, all of my amazing friends have been so like validating in that, and they've always been like, you totally belong to this community. But it's just unfortunately for me, I haven't really realised that until after no longer being in a heterosexual presenting relationship.
It's all part of finding out who you are though, isn't it? And unfortunately that process can be painful and not pleasant, but it is all part of finding out who you are. And having a group of queer friends can really support that and help that.
Massively.
You know what I mean? 100%. And I think that is a really lovely place to finish the episode. I think it's a wonderful place. Alex, where can people find you?
You can find me on Instagram. My handle is alex.redman_. Ooh, isn't that catchy? Or I'm Alex Redman Comedy on Facebook. I don't really post on the Facebook page that much, but if you're that way inclined, go on there. If any of your listeners are based in the Newcastle area or in the northeast, or just fancy a jaunt out,
come on a trip.
So I do a show called the Foolympics in Newcastle, which is a very it's a daft and silly comedy game show.
Nice.
It's all about like celebrating the fools and the freaks and the weirdos of the world. And on it,
Steve Bennett loves it.
Yeah,
he
was very much inspired this one. I was fooling around long before he knew who I was. But it is on. I've got a couple of dates in. Should I say what it's about? I get 4 comedians on. I get them to do lots of weird and wonderful tasks. It's very stupid and daft. It's for fans of Vic and Bob. We've been likened to Vic and Bob, Shooting Stars, Taskmaster. If you like all of that, but you also like things that are led by queer women, you should come along. It's on the 10th of October, which is a Friday at Alphabet Theatre in Newcastle, and then we have a Christmas special on the 11th of December, which is a Thursday at Alphabet Theatre in Newcastle. Please come along. It's
nice.
It's very fun.
Nice.
Sounds good.
Excellent. You can find out where I am through my social media. I'm trying to be more up to date with my gigs, and also there might be a website coming. Who knows? Who knows if I can afford a domain? We'll find out. So that'd be cool. Please follow the podcast as well. Rate, review us, all of that jazz. That'd be great. Hollie, where can people find you?
Whole Noble Comedy.
Excellent. Follow us. Thank you very much for listening. We'll see you again next time on the Queers On podcast. Bye.
Bye.
This episode of the Queers On podcast was produced in association with Unmasked Neurodiversity Network, an incredible charity in Leeds aiming to provide unwavering support and guidance to individuals within the community. To donate or find out more, visit unmaskednn.co.uk.